Hello and welcome to FinBusiness. I'm in conversation with Jaya Janardhan from Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. Ma'am, welcome on the show.
Thank you so much.
So, being a new bank, being a new fish in the ocean, I would like to learn from you how difficult it is to swim. What are the major challenges that you face while setting up a new operations and reaching to a next ladder? And how are you actually dealing with these challenges?
So first and foremost, thank you so much, Amal. One is it's a bank which is now 2 years old. We got our license in 2016 and the operation started in 2017. And it's 2 years in the business of. But yeah, the bank has a very strong base of microfinance for the last 12 years. So therefore, they are kind of well established as far as the customer base is concerned. Banking is quite dynamic, unlike the good old days where things were quite standard, set. But now it's quite dynamic. It changes every other day. Regulators have their own ways of controlling the banks. Banks have their own challenges of acquisition, service, and you have a lot of competitors in the market. And the challenge largely is which is a customer you want to get into, which is a customer you want to target, what is the products they want, what is the kind of service that they want, how do you reach the customers. And now the new mantra is digital. So everybody wants it to be digital. Now, while we have set up the operations and we have a technology running, I think to catch up with the pace in the game, we really need to do a complete, have a complete innovation which needs to be set in place. Uh, gone are the days where you have a whole huge setup of people running operations, and you have people driving. You need to run productivity. You need to do the manual reconciliation process, and every other day RBI comes out with guidelines in terms of now you have the UPI, then the IMPS, and then you have keep changing the batch processing model. So while they are becoming dynamic, our processes also has to be dynamic.
Right.
Second is the scale of operations.
Right.
Now, I can't keep increasing the pace and the infrastructure to
Right.
keep accommodating people.
Right.
I will need to look at very alternative methods of the way I have to manage operations.
Yes.
Okay. So, the reason why I'm telling you all this is it's all leading to one particular piece. How do I now infuse technology? How do I now infuse a behavioral change? How do I use, different methods of managing operations, bringing down cost, skill management, scale management,
Right.
and I really don't have to bother. Okay, business can come back and say, look, I want to increase my target from X to 10X,
Yeah.
and I really don't have to worry because I know my the scale at which I've set this up can work out. So that's a very that's a different step of path that I need to take with. Uh, you have a lot of technology players in the market now. Fintech is the mantra that we are hearing, right? You have things like RPA, which is coming in a big way.
Yeah.
Okay, you have all these API integration that people are talking about. So it's a huge it's a completely change of the model that we are currently working with.
Right.
Okay. All that we need to now see is what is our the roadmap that we have defined for ourselves. What is the
Exactly.
business model that we want to follow? Mr. Ghosh is very clear that we will stay with the objective at which we set up the bank for,
Right.
to reach the underbanked, to reach the unserved, and we'll
Right.
still stay with it. Okay, but exploring that market to give that customers the variety of products that they want.
Right.
It's just not a micro banking loan. He may want a vehicle loan, he may want a personal loan, he may want a home loan. How do I manage this entire thing? Where obviously the CRM data, the data analytics plays a very critical role. What is good to state over here is that we have brought in all this together.
Yeah.
We are bringing all this together, and now we know exactly that what I need to do now. Step 2. Okay, I'm sure I need to tie up with some fintech guys who will help me expand my growth business wise. I know I will need to lower my cost of operations, bring in technology, some bit of an automation where I really don't worry in the transaction spike that happens.
Right.
It just doesn't bother me. Okay, so third is the data analytics, the behavioral piece of the customers,
Right.
and trying to merge them with, if he's a micro banking customer, he's taken a loan, okay, and now what else can he has a good repayment record, what more can I infuse him with?
Right.
So those kind of behavioral aspects. So I think more or less we are now at a stage where we're trying to infuse both together and take our step forward.
Great. That was a wonderful answer. In fact, you covered many points. I have
Yeah.
very less scope to go ahead with many questions.
Yeah.
Now. But still, if I understand now specifically, because when RBI granted license to the small banks or payment banks, there was one critical area. You have to serve to the unbanked.
Yeah.
You have serve to the rural areas or something like that. Keeping that portion, keeping that focus in mind, what is the strategy that you have adopted? What are the things that you are going to do specifically to cater to those people?
So we have not diverted from our core license guidelines, nor
Right.
we have diverted from the subject that we have been, we have set up the bank for.
Yes.
See, if you look at the mass, okay, most of them have phones. People are used to transacting. People are used to using technology.
Yes.
So what we're trying to do is we're trying to, so the bigger, larger chunk today, which people still believe on, is come to the bank and pay cash for
Yes.
your EMI, which is one challenge I have. Second challenge is they will come to the bank to get the loan disbursed. Okay, this is a behavioral change. Okay,
Yes.
I think from where we were to where we are now, there's a huge change of there's a paradigm shift in which the way people are, and the entire bank is working towards that. I'll give you a simple example. Earlier, they used to only have a loan account. Now, every loan account also has a SB account.
Yes.
So, they've been taught to do savings, they've been taught to do SI, they have been
Yes.
taught to do, they know how to, they've been given education in terms of how the insurance. So, there are two parts to it. One is the education of how to use an account. Second is what he would derive when you use an account. So,
Yes.
so that is the philosophy at which we are working with. Okay, so from where we were to where we are now, there is a huge spike. There's a huge fall of manual and cash transaction, and that's come a long way. I think what I've seen now is in the last few months is a lot of things that the bank is working towards towards customer education to help him understand. Okay, it's helping actually.
Right.
The other thing which I would like also to share is it's not just, so when we were talking about this phygital model which we spoke just now about, see, the BC network model is a very strong model to
Yes.
actually take banking to the last mile. Okay, you may not have a physical presence, but you definitely have these agents who are available who you can use very constructively to manage your customer transaction,
Right,
right?
right.
So I think there are a lot of pieces which are now available for us
Yeah.
to fix. It cannot be a one size fits for all kind of a model. You
Right.
will have to use in the tier 1 you will have one model, in the tier 2 you will have another model, in the tier 3 and tier 4 you will have to use another model to manage your customers. So that's
Right.
the way we are also progressing slowly.
Okay. So technology is a very challenging aspect, but being a new bank, obviously it's tough for you to go and crack the market very soon. But the big benefit for you is your large case studies, because most of the banks have used certain things
Yeah.
and you have a clear picture, okay, this is working, this is not working.
Yeah.
On technology side, which is the big benefit that you have, and going ahead, what kind of technology specifically you are going to use, to cater to large number of customers or to acquire large number of customers?
So one of the areas that we're exploring very strongly is the fintech collaboration.
Right.
There's a lot of fintech collaboration that we're looking at. Okay, largely in the space of lending.
Right.
Okay, so I think there are a lot of really good players who've come in the market, fintech players, who are helping us to enable the whole journey of a customer. There are few people who are enabling the front end, and there are few people who are enabling the whole process per se of credit scoring, CIBIL, and all that, and arriving at a place where you have where you are having a data which says yes, you can go ahead with it, or you don't need to go ahead with it.
Right.
So I'm just kind of looking at, so the areas where I really need to now build up the scale in terms of my business is my is the SME place as well as the home loans place. So these are places where actually the fintech comes in a lot, because they come with a, see, earlier how do you do in a technology? You have to invest, you have to look at vendors, you have to do a lot of these. Many of these guys come with a ready-made stuff that you placed on your in your system, and you can get going on that. So that speeds up your acquisition process, cost-wise also, and they come out with a lot of models, pay per use, the API model, the infrastructure model. They come with a lot of models. So you can actually choose what you want which suits your business. So when you're going new, you just may want to do pay per use because that's going to benefit you as per how much you use, you pay.
Absolutely.
When you go into a larger scale, you may want to build this into a model where you will go for an enterprise kind of a model or some other kind of, the annual model, whatever schemes that they come out with. But the point is that the entire, the technology that we are trying to now build is, can I get partners who will fit into my roadmap and then get going? And I see quite some of these things happening now because I met with quite a few of them, and many of them have come out with solutions which really looks fitting into my model. Like the guys of PSB, I met them the other day. This 59 minutes loan. It's a very phenomenal concept-wise, right? So they help the customer to. They analyze the customers and they tell the customer that these are the banks where you're eligible for.
Right.
They've gone the other side around.
Thank you so much for sharing
Thank you
those
so much.
insights, ma'am. It was wonderful chatting with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you so much for watching.